guess what, Jimmy?
What?
Football is back.
Thank God.
Oh my goodness! If we had a great,
And we had some too.
Oh my goodness! It's not only the high school, but college, and well, the pros didn't do anything. But other than that,
I was good with just college.
You had. I'm telling you, between the college games and the high school games this week. Oh my goodness! I was in heaven. Friday, Saturday, Thursday, because it started on Thursday night. Because it's Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. 5 days of football, man. Woo!
Few upsets.
Oh, there's a couple upsets. There's a couple things that were dead on the money, and I'm going to have to say on our TV show, which is on NBC this week. By the way, what people don't know, and we're going to tell them right now, we're coming prime time. Prime time on Saturday, right before the FSU game. Right before. We're going to be on NBC. The FSU game's coming on ABC.
So we'll be on that Saturday morning too?
No, we won't be on that Saturday morning, but we'll be streaming live at the same time at 7 p.m. on Facebook here.
Game starts at 8.
And our NBC will be on there from 7 to 8 o'clock. I mean, it'll be like we go off and they come on. How perfect is that?
That's great.
I mean, and one other note to change, we are going to on the 25th. We're going to be prime time on the 25th of this month too. So good things are happening. When they called me from the station, I was like, let me think about that a minute. Not! And it was there, dude. So I was just like, I'm so stoked. And you look like you're about to fall through the chair over there.
I'm excited.
You don't look excited, man. You got to get up and say
I'm going to be more excited when we're in the stadium.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's one of those things that I'm in the stadium right now. I feel like it with everything that's going on around us and all this.
I don't know if you want to be in some of them stadiums the way they was rocking. I got to give it to Wisconsin. Wisconsin had it going on.
I got to give it to Ohio State, man. I'm not a big Ohio State fan. But let me tell you something. The jump.
That was Wisconsin.
I thought that was Ohio State.
No, that was Wisconsin.
Oh, man.
So take it back from Ohio State.
No, if Curb says anything about it, he's wrong. So, yeah, I'm telling you what, the jump was just off the hook, dude.
That's the first time I've seen that.
Yeah, oh, really?
I'd never seen it.
Yeah. They were doing that back when, what's his name was at Wisconsin? Was it J.J. Watt and his family? Because his whole family went there. I think his mom played football there too.
She may have.
I mean that whole group.
They'll have to put up with them boys.
It's like the Peyton. Now you notice the Peytons are taking over everything. The Mannings, not the Peytons, the Mannings. The Mannings are taking over everything because now NBC Monday night is going to have Peyton and Eli calling the game just like this, sitting in their chairs.
We'll see. Well, it can't be the worst combo they've got. No. I don't think it's every Monday night. I think it's just a few games. I think it's just a few games.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty cool because this to me feels good because I can sit here and just chill out because we're here at Mama June's on Perimeter Road.
36.
But look at the food. I mean, my goodness, they bring us some great food out here.
I'm going to have some.
Oh, I had some. I had some of that ham they have on the buffet. Oh, and the shrimp. Oh man, it's to die for.
That's the wings.
Oh, the wings we're getting them afterwards. Yeah. I heard they were gonna bring us. They're gonna bring me more wings than you this time.
That's fine, as long as I get some.
And they said that I tasted them 1 week. Oh my goodness, they're out of this world. They've got a teriyaki wing. They've got
barbecue,
hot.
They got lemon pepper.
Oh, the lemon pepper
and the ranch. The ranch is the best. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Nobody likes the ranch, so y'all just leave that alone when y'all come.
My mother-in-law had some of the lemon pepper, and she walked around like this for a week. Them things are tart, boy.
They are.
But anyway, come on up here to Mama June's and see some of this food they got going on. It's I'm gonna tell you what, this food bar and these waitresses. Oh my God, they're knocked down gorgeous. And they take your orders. They do everything they need to do.
They keep you glass full.
They keep you glass full every day. So let's get on to some football.
All right.
So in high school, we pretty much what we're doing now is we're doing a lot of high school now, and then on our show later on for TV, we do the most of the college and the pros. So. In high school this week, you were at Lowndes, so let's start out with Lowndes.
We always start with Lowndes.
Well,
let's start off with somebody else.
Off this week, so we can't start with them. Why were they off? Because they were COVID infested, and so they had to. they had to take off. Camden County's game at the first of last week was canceled, but then they picked up another team out of Florida on the last minute, came up here to play them. So that was pretty cool. So Camden had another game that they won 30-something. I don't even remember what the score was, but I heard they just whipped up on them.
Tifton won.
Tifton's 3-0 now, but they haven't played a region game yet. So
no, you don't play region games till the last two games.
I mean, that's just it. So what everybody's doing right now is just preparing themselves. And I think one of the better schools that have prepared themselves for tough games, unless they're just that bad and the other team's that good. But Colquitt County is playing some tough football right now. They're hanging in some of these games, and it's going down to the last minute. This past week, it went down to the last couple of minutes, and it was a slobber knocker out there.
It's going to be, but it's good for them. It's good for them to play these tough games early in the year.
Right.
Because you want to, the way I was taught was, your first game, you ought to be able to pretty much win it because you want to get your guys' confidence going. And
that's not what Clinton said.
They're going, yeah. Well,
anyway, go ahead.
That's something else. That's a different show.
That's our next show.
We'll circle back to that.
We'll circle back on
but you want to, every week needs to get a little bit tougher and tougher. And they going to have a pretty good one on their hands this week.
Are they? Who are they playing this week?
They're coming to Valdosta to play the Wildcats, the state's oldest rivalry.
If
they're able to play.
Yeah, because Valdosta, the last 2 weeks have been out. But this
is just last week.
I thought it was the week before, too.
No, it was just last week.
Oh, okay. So, who'd they play week before last then? I thought they were out the week before last because of COVID, and then this week they were out again. No, it was just this past week.
It was just this past week.
And, our statistician up there kind of figured that one out. Find out if Valdosta played, if they skipped 2 weeks or 1 week. Because he's saying one. I thought it was
just
two.
One.
So, anyway, he'll find that out. So, that's going to be a good ball game. And I'm going to tell you, if Valdosta gets hyped up like they were in the jamborees and all that other stuff when they first came out, I think they're going to make a good ball game out of it. If not, I'm going to tell you what, Colquitt County Packers are proving something to me this year. They're proving to me that they can get in a dog fight or a hog fight, because they're the hogs or whatever. And so they can, and they get in there and they actually they do some damage. Their front line is big. Their defensive line is pretty big. And their defensive backs are phenomenal, dude.
Well, Coach Rogers ought to have them ready with 7 head coaches on staff.
Well, yeah, but you know what? And
I'm giving him heck on that because you don't. Right. You see most programs, they'll have the head coach and maybe 1 or 2 former, but they have 7. Not all from Georgia. They were from other states too. But 7 head coaches.
Think about this. So you have 7 head coaches. Or former head coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, 6 former head coaches and 1 head coach. If I think that's the way it is, or is it 7 and 1?
I just know he had 7.
Anyway, so what you have is you have a team or a coaching staff that all has their own way of doing things, their own way of thinking. How long does it take for that way of thinking to become one? So you're going to get 2 or 3, 4 games into it before everybody is gelling. This is me personally. That's what I'm thinking. So if they're going to do that, I wouldn't have thought that they would be doing as well as they were doing right now in some of these bigger games.
If you put the main man, which would be Coach Rogers, it's his program.
Right.
If you do it the way he tells you, it shouldn't take very long. I mean, there's another certain coach at college level that's got several head coaches, and they don't do it their way unless he says it's okay.
I understand that, but you're looking at a high school level coach. You're looking at high school minded people that are coming into a high school that has been riddled with mess for the last couple of years. And so not last year, they're getting up from last year, but the years before that with you know who. And so my question there is, I just think once they start gelling, if they start gelling, I think the Valdosta is going to be a test for them because Valdosta's got a pretty good.
It's going to be their. I would say. Well, I ain't going to say it's their first test, but getting back to Valdosta, the reason you thought it was 2 games is because one of them was the varsity, but they also canceled their JV game.
Okay, all right, I see.
So that's why you was probably thinking.
Okay, yeah, because when I got the flyer out, I was like, and I thought, wait a minute, is this 2 or is this 1? So anyway, so it was only 1 game, but it was 2 teams because it was the varsity and the JV.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I see.
Yep.
All right, good. So I appreciate that there, Chris.
And he's not eating when he did it
So
far.
So one of the big things is they have their two head coaches. Now Tift County or Colquitt has their two coaches, but they've got a new head coach this year too.
Colquitt?
Tift County.
Yeah.
Now, do you think the buy-in at that program is the reason they're 3-0, or do you think they're doing what normal, every run of the day schools do? Do you think they're just building,
playing lesser competition to build up?
To get them to that level, to make sure that when they get there, they're ready. Is that good for them in this region?
Not playing a. I'm dead set against playing way smaller schools.
Right.
If you're a 7A, I don't see any reason you're playing a 2A, a 3A, or a 4A. It should be minimum of a 5. He's getting the results he wanted. Will it pay off when it comes region time? Who knows? We used to complain, and you know yourself, a lot of people complained for years about Camden. They didn't. They played over there because it was too far to come over here all the time. So they played lesser competition. So 10 years without a region loss?
Mm-hmm. Well, without a region loss, that's it. There's two different apples, what you're talking about there, because you're saying a region loss, they still had to play these teams.
Which team?
And you're talking about this region over here, they didn't make
I'm saying the Camden region back then.
Yeah, but that was when they were 6A. That wasn't 7A. And when they became 7A is when everything was grouped in. They couldn't come over here and play because they weren't in this region.
That's what I'm saying. They were in another region where schools were having to basically play up so they could have a region.
And some schools over here were playing up, like Valdosta and all those others were playing up to be in this region over here. So, I mean, but that you're talking 15 years ago. We're talking.
I still think Tifton's sort of doing it the right way. They're getting their guys some confidence, but you want a tough game.
Yeah, you got to touch.
You got to have a tough game because you don't want to go in the region play and not been punched in the mouth.
When you get down, and
of course, the good thing about our region is all 4 teams will make the playoffs.
Well, no, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not, because last year, the last 2 years, Tifton didn't make the playoffs.
All 4 teams made the playoffs
because you have to beat the 4th team goes into a draw
more. That was 2 years ago.
Okay,
last year it started all 4 teams.
Started no matter what. Then why do you play? Why do you have playoffs? Won't you just rest your people?
Don't ask me to ask.
Just take those.
Ask the high school association.
I'm just saying. So why don't you take those? Why don't you take those 4 games that you're going to play there, 3 games, and just take the time off?
Because you got to have a 1 seed, a 2 seed, a 3 seed, a 4 seed.
All right. Well, sit in the coaches division and take it. I don't want number 2, and I don't want number 3. So I'm either taking 4 or I'm taking 1.
Hey, Noel.
So
y'all come on out and see us.
So what I'm getting at is that what we need to do is, I think some of these games need to put it in the front. And here's why I say that, because what I saw this past weekend with Georgia and Clemson, you can tell those 2 teams are ready to play. When you start going to TIF, your first look at what Tifton's actually going to give you is going to be whenever they play Lowndes or whenever they play Valdosta or whenever they play Colquitt County. You don't know where they're coming from. So my question is, which way's better? Colquitt's way or Tiff's way right now? Now Lowndes is playing some good ball because we're going to get to Lowndes in a minute, because I think everybody watched that ball game on ESPNU.
They definitely got their money worth on the rate.
Oh, they did, because I made it home from the games down in Florida, and I was already at home 3.5 hours away before that game was over. I watched the last quarter sitting on TV. But so the question is going to be for South Georgia, who's going to come out strong there? But you got to look at 5A. 6A, Valdosta can't compete, so who's going to be there? You've got Colquitt's playing, Cairo's playing Thomasville this week. So
That's going to be a heck of a
that's
game.
going to be a slobber knocker because we saw Cairo in person.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched Thomasville Central play down in Tallahassee. So I think that's going to be a great ball game when you start, because that's a big rival. So I don't know. There's some football coming up this week. Who's Lowndes playing?
We are traveling to Lee County.
And Lee County is over towards
and
Albany.
Lee County
right?
is just above Albany,
Yeah.
and it is going to probably be a slobber knocker.
You think so?
Yes.
You think Lee
County has some athletes?
Do they?
Playing for them.
What division are they in?
They are 6A in the region with Valdosta, but
Okay.
they have, I want to say, five Division I recruits.
Did they play Cairo?
I don't think.
And I think that Cairo's lost one, and I don't know if that was them or not.
I don't know. But they give us a tough time every time we play them, whether it's here or over there.
So their recruits, you saying 5 D1s, and remind me before this is over to tell you about when I was down in Florida with the rivals, the Friday night rivals with the CW. We sponsor that. Go watch them on Friday night if you get home or you got a bye week or something like that. Watch the Friday night rivals. And I was down there with them, and on the field together there was 10 Division I players.
Yeah,
on the field at one time.
You can get them super teams.
It was ridiculous. But anyway, so let's go. We're going to circle back to Lowndes. But I think what we need to do, how we coming on time? How are we looking at time about a commercial? All right, so let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a commercial real quick, and we'll be right back with you.
Need a website for your business? Let Shadow Fox Design help. We will design and build your website so you have more time for your business. We will help with all your online needs so you have more time for your customers. Learn more and get started now by going to www.shadowfox.design.
Let me tell you something.
Did you hear that?
When Chrissy gets snapped, he snaps that whip back at you.
I think he's getting hangry back there.
Don't be saying nothing. He's about like you were when I walked in the door. You sunk down in the chair about half asleep.
Sitting there looking at this food ain't helping either.
Some of the thing waking him up back there, we need to throw something at him.
Finna start eating some peach cobbler.
Peach cobbler. Yeah, the Cairo.
Yeah, they are playing Thomasville this week.
Yeah, because I thought I heard because that's the rival.
It is? Okay. Yeah. All right. Then the last week, yeah.
That's our rival. So that's where we're going this week for the Friday night rivals for the CW.
Okay.
We're sponsoring them over there this week. And I think that they're playing Thomasville. It's not Thomasville Central. It's actually Thomasville in Thomasville. If I'm not mistaken.
They're playing Thomasville Bulldogs.
Yes. They're playing the Bulldogs in Thomasville. So yeah, that's going to be a good game. So I may take a trip over there. I got to take the grandbaby, so I don't know if I will.
That's going to be fun
with the grandbaby.
Yeah,
on the field.
Because I'm going to have mine this week too.
Are you?
Yes.
So we'd either take and put her on the field with him and say go get them, or just don't go to the game at all. So we'll see. That's going to be a good game over there. By the way, just so everybody knows, I went and stopped at a little restaurant down in Lee County and in Tallahassee. I can't get my tea terated.
You don't even know where you're at.
No kidding. Where'd my tea go? So yeah, it's one of those things. I stopped down there, and it's called a place called Walk-Ons. Mm-hmm. It is right there in Tallahassee, right there by the FSU stadium, and it looks like, now it's no promises, but it looks like we may be broadcasting from there maybe once or twice, 3-4 times. Okay. They're really interested. Their manager is out of town right now. But when he gets back into town, they're saying that it may be a good thing. So
it's a little sports bar.
Oh yeah, it's a sports restaurant.
Okay.
It's almost like it has a bunch of TVs in the round. It has a bar there, but it also has these big old round tables and all kind of stuff. And we'll be actually
So it's not really a sports bar; it's a sports restaurant.
It's
where you don't just go in and order wings or
no.
foods.
You can get full dinners. Yeah, you can get whatever you want there. And then I'm going to tell you something. It's a nice establishment. I stopped in there on the way back this week. That's Walk-Ons down in Tallahassee, and for sure, stop by and see them. And if we get to come there, it's gonna be a nice place to go. And we're not gonna let you touch the bar. We know what happened. We went to Key Largo with you. So
I don't think it may not.
So let's get back to some high school. What? Uber? You gonna have them Uber you back about Austin?
Dang right.
Yeah, okay. So let's get back. So we never did touch on about Lowndes this week.
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you do what you do, and you're gonna be surprised at what I have to say. But go ahead and.
Well, I mean, we played Lake Gibson, and I did not realize Lake Gibson had as many Division I recruits as they had. They had a running back that's committed to Utah that looked like Earl
Hang
Campbell.
on 1 second. Can you let him in that door back there? I don't know what he's looking for, but see if he wants to come in that door. He went back around this way right here. The police are at the door, so we're letting the police come in.
It's the police?
Yeah, he's looking for Jimmy. Jimmy must have done a hit and run.
Jimmy ain't here.
Jimmy.
And no hable.
Sink a little further in your chair there, buddy.
No hable. Anyways,
wait,
they were
you're
playing,
not Spanish. What do you mean, no hable?
No hable. Let him go on around.
Yeah,
he can come in the front door like everybody else.
I'm not scared. You don't want to sink in the chair. He's gone over to another establishment, so that's fine.
Anyway, they played Lake Gibson out of Florida. Lake Gibson had running back going to Utah, which I think
take a nap?
I think after the game the other night, he's pretty well going to get more offers back this way.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you.
Because, like I say, he looked like a junior Earl Campbell. He was running over our guys. Running over them and around them. They had Sam McCall, who's committed to Florida State. They had another defensive back. I can't remember where he's committed to. And they got about 2 or 3 more that are Division I recruits. They got one that's the number 1 recruit, if I remember right, on ESPN. It said he's the number 1 junior recruit in the nation. So Lowndes, they had to come out with an excellent game plan. And I know at one point I believe it was 8 drives between the two teams where it was back and forth. Each of them scored a touchdown. It was a character builder, I think, for both teams. Our offensive line, who has been a concern all year, looked real good. They looked experienced, and that's what we want to see. As Coach DeBow said whenever he was on our show, 1% better. And they looked 1,000 times better in just the third game. Defense stepped up when they needed to. And that's really all you can say. I mean, the running back had, I think it was 180 yards. But I think most of those 180 yards were on about 5 carries because when he broke one, he broke it. Other than that, we was knocking him back for 2 or 3, 4 or 5 yards. I thought Lowndes just came out with an excellent game plan that pretty well did what it took to win the game. Now that, some people may say that's being a Lowndes homer, but you're supposed to be that for your team.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to be. And I can look at it a little bit more objectively. Because I'm not a Lowndes homer, whatever that's supposed to mean. Anybody know what homer is?
And he's a sports guy, folks.
Lowndes homer. It sounds to me like, what is that TV show? I don't even know what the TV show is. The Simpsons.
Yeah, you're a homer. You're a homer.
You're a homer. So we usually call those, dedicated fans. Those is usually how we say that. But anyway, I'm kind of getting the drift. So, all right, let's take a look at this real quick. You got a team that has what? You say 5, 6? You said
Lake Gibson.
Yeah. Division I prospects because none of them have signed or 2 of them have signed or whatever it is. And then you have Lowndes that has the number 6 overall quarterback as far as run and pass.
Dual threat.
And he's committed to dual threat. He's committed to Miami. Then you have a couple other outstanding players. I don't know as far as Lowndes is who's committed and who hasn't, but if I'm not mistaken, I'm hearing about 2 or 3 more.
Probably two more Division I.
Well, you got one that's not playing. It's already decided.
Yeah.
He was out before the year. So as far as Division I players, that kind of evened itself out. What I did see was your offensive line actually stepped up this time when they needed to. And here's the big thing. The guy, Jakari, won that ball game for you. There's just no way around that. Jakari won that ball game, and the reason he won that ball game is because your offensive line opened holes for him to move and him to get outside and for him to get back and to see what he needed to do. And when he couldn't find it, he would run, which is why he's that dual threat. What I was saying at the beginning.
Go ahead.
So I think your offensive line stepped up way, way different than they have in the past. So they got punched in the mouth the last 2 weeks, and they showed that they've grown, which is what Coach told us when we interviewed him, that they just wanted to get better each game. They did that. Your wide receivers, I thought your wide receivers actually caught a couple balls that maybe they shouldn't have caught. So I thought that your wide receivers did an average to maybe just a hair above average. Your defensive line, they were getting pushed off the ball a lot. And I think your defensive line, they were bending, but they weren't breaking. They only broke when Big Boy come in the middle and the offensive line just opened a hole up that he'd run a Mack truck through. The problem I have with your team right now and Lowndes, and from what I saw, especially during crunch time, was your defensive backs and the hole that's in the middle of your defensive backs and your linebackers when they're running a 5-1 or a 4-2, and they come up. Now the coaches made some brilliant calls, and I remember 2 weeks ago I said they got outcoached. I'm going to say this right now: they outcoached their opponent this week. I totally believe that. So my criticism from before and to now is totally different because that's what happened on the field, what I looked at. Now, they're your defensive backs. I'm not saying that they're slow, but I'm just saying they look really outmatched in this past game. But again, they were bending. In a couple plays they'd break, but they were bending a little too much. But Jakari's the one who won that ball game for y'all.
Well, Jakari, I go back to the line.
Well, that's what I said.
It's got to go back to the line because Jakari did something the other night that we as fans have been waiting on. And the team overall, it wasn't just Jakari. It was the whole team. The line stepped up. Jakari didn't have to run the other night most of the night. The previous 2 games, there was times he had no choice but to run. But the other night, he was able to stay in the pocket long enough to complete the pass. And it wasn't just a one receiver. He completed several touchdown passes to several different players. And that was, if I had a game ball to give, it'd be to the offensive line because it allowed him to separate, stay in the pocket, and hit different receivers.
Well, that's exactly what I just said.
So he went through the reads.
Right. That's exactly what I just said, was that your offensive line from the first game where I said they got outcoached to this game now, the improvement on your offensive line is absolutely,
like I said, 10,000 times better.
And then your receivers caught some balls, like I was saying, that maybe they shouldn't have caught, that were a little further than what they should, but they caught them. So they were playing above what they should be playing. And then the only fault I could find, and it showed in the point distribution, was that your defensive backs, I don't know what the click was there.
Defense needs some work.
So but I think your defensive line, your linebackers, for some reason, your linebackers weren't hitting the right holes unless they were blitzing and at the same time that he was running in the opposite direction. Because when I watched your linebackers, now I watch linebackers because that's what I played, and your linebackers were almost caught on their heels. And instead of being tilted forward, they were caught on their heels and trying to adjust when he was coming at them rather than to adjust on their toes and going forward.
I will say this: our defense was either at fault or lights out because that quarterback took a pounding.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if you ever went back and watched the whole game, but
I did.
He took a pounding. So, like I say, we were either off or on. When we was on, we was hitting on all cylinders. Yes, and when we weren't was when they were gashing us for 25 yards.
Right, and see, yards. And as here's where your homer is coming out in you, because I'm giving you the compliment. I'm telling you that that's correct. But my whole thing is, exactly what you're saying is what I'm saying. They did great. And the big thing is that what's happening is your defensive backs and your linebackers. Your defensive line did what they were supposed to do. Your ends did what they were supposed to do. I just think between your linebackers and your defensive back, there's a hole in there. I used to say that about Camden all the time. People can throw over the middle all the time on Camden. All they got to do is look at it. We were at the ball game the other night sitting with Coach from Colquitt County, and that was the first thing I said was, right there's a hole. You can throw over the middle on Camden County all day long because they bring their linebackers up.
Well, that's most teams.
Well, no, but the problem is you have to disguise that where you can't see it to be obvious.
But some can't get creative enough to disguise
that. And I understand that, but that's the name of the game. That's where you have to. That's where it has to come out. And I think that's what's happening with Lowndes.
We know our defense needs some help. I think they're still trying to figure out the right personnel.
Yes, I agree with that too.
Because there was one player, I can't remember his name, he came in and played, and he played lights out, and he wasn't a starter. So I think, you're and that's every team. You're going to find one or two guys throughout the year that, Wayne, I've been playing them. Some of them it just clicks, some of them it don't.
Yeah.
But I think as a fan, I'm satisfied with the direction.
Well, and yes, you're moving in the right direction, especially from the first couple of games. Well, this is the third one. So you're moving in the right direction. You're playing teams that are actually giving you the oomph and
the punch in the mouth.
And what I think what's happened, and I personally know two of your offensive linemen personally. So, and it's something you don't even know.
I know who you're talking about.
But it's one of those things that I have seen, especially the center. He has grown up immensely. I'm not going to call his name out, but I mean, from that first game to this to right now, he is actually, it looks like he's taking control of that line now, which is what he should have done at the beginning. I know, and it didn't look like he was doing that. Now it looks like he's saying, I got this. You're going to do this. This is where you're supposed to go. Just watch this here. This come. And he's doing a great job.
It's getting that confidence builder, and I think the first two games give them that.
Yeah.
And then because second game, I believe the guy had 75 pounds or 100 pounds on him, and he was effective against that guy. I mean, they're getting just long enough to where the quarterbacks and running backs need to do what they need to do.
They're doing their job.
Yeah. That's all there is to it. They're doing their job. They're getting better, and that's all you can ask.
Yeah.
Is 100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, we have gone, 34 minutes now, and we've talked about 15 minutes of Lowndes. So, because we're getting ready to take another commercial, and we'll be right back.
Need a website for your business? Let Shadowfox Design help. We will design and build your website so you have more time for your business. We will help with all your online needs so you have more time for your customers. Learn more and get started now by going to www.shadowfox.design.
Well, you know what? Let's do this. I tell you what. Hey, we're back from the break. Hey, let's do the jump. No.
No,
this much. This don't jump
Jimmy
that much anymore. Jimmy, I see.
We
Jimmy
don't need no
sinks.
earthquake.
Jimmy sinks.
We
man.
don't need no earthquake.
So, okay. With that being said, now we don't do any Friday night rivals. So what we're gonna, I'm bringing this to the forefront. The last 4 games for this region are all region games.
The last 3 games for Region 1.
Okay, for this region up here, as far as 7A.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so I think what we need to do within the next 2 weeks, we're going to start talking about some of the Florida teams and some of the Florida stuff, because they're now sending us all the play a week ahead of time, so we have all the information on the teams that have played. Now, but we're going to take a little different route with it. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about, like we're doing with Lowndes and everybody, about what happened the past week, but because we're not going to bring them up on our actual show that we do on NBC, because we're doing college and pros. So the next couple of weeks, look forward to hearing some things about about Leon County and the
Madison. Some of the North Georgia schools.
You got Cairo and all them. They're in that actual area, so they're doing rivals. It's an all Georgia rival this week. So we may end up going down to Cairo and watching that game. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to go or not. If your slobber knockers going on over there, so we'll see what happens. But the next couple of weeks, we're going to start bringing in more of North Florida football. And I'm telling you, Jimmy, you need to go stand on the sideline with some of these kids, dude. I've been on the sideline, and it is just absolutely. They're hitting. Some of the kids that I've seen that were backups are playing like lights out football, trying to get their second string, but they're seniors, and especially in the game that I went to 2 weeks ago. This kid wasn't even supposed to be playing, and the dude tweaked his knee. He had committed to Auburn that morning, went out and played ball, and then tweaked his knee, and the second stringer came in.
Has the starter come back yet? Is he back?
I don't know. I haven't. I've been dealing with all these other schools and everything else. I don't know, but I'll definitely check on that this week and see he's back. He was only supposed to.
He may have lost his job.
No, he ain't lost his job. Like I said, he's commit to Auburn as a quarterback and a basketball player. Oh no, that's right. He is actually playing defensive back. So they may take some pressure off of him. I don't know.
There's a few lost their jobs this weekend.
We'll have to check it out. Yeah, there's a couple that may have lost their jobs this weekend in the college ranks, because we've I listened to 2 different football teams this week who everybody thinks is going to change their quarterback. It's not going to happen. It should for both teams, but that's getting more into the college aspects of it, and we're saving that for the NBC. Yeah, we're going to do that on NBC. So what we want to do is we want to pick some games. So who's playing who? Do we have a list? Now, those are college games that you have there. Do you want to do high school games?
I thought this is your week. You didn't print them out?
Not high school. I printed out the college
Well,
stuff.
It's your week. You're supposed to do that, too.
Oh, okay. So I forgot. Jimmy ain't supposed to do anything here. Jimmy just comes in and sits down in his chair.
It was my week last week.
You know what? We have producers, so why don't the producers do this? Oh, because they have regular jobs. That's what I'm going to be told. So let's look. Who's Lowndes playing? Does anybody know?
We're playing Lee County.
All right. So with what I'm hearing from Lee County, I'm going to go first. You can go after that. So what I'm hearing with Lee County, they got some corn-fed boys up there, which means they are playing some good ball. What is their record?
3-0.
So, and you're going with Lowndes is what? 2-1?
2-1.
And so Lowndes has been in the fight. Has Lee County been in the fight? That's going to be the question.
Their schedule is usually tough, and this is a tough pick. Lee County always plays us tough. It don't matter what their record
Who did they play?
Ours is.
Who does Lee County played?
I don't know.
Just click on their helmet.
It won't do it on there.
Oh.
Chris can pull it up quicker than my phone will.
Lee County and
Lee
Lowndes.
County.
And Lowndes. Lee County High School. So the thing is, do you think Lowndes is tested enough. And here we go. We've got. He's fixing to pull Lee County up here. So let's get the Region 7A. No, go back to Region 7A. Keep going.
No, you don't want 7A
Right there,
if you
and go
want
to
to look
Lowndes.
at.
Go to Lowndes.
Why am we going to Lowndes?
Because that's who they're playing this week. The recall will be
But
up.
that's
on both
not going to
sheets.
say who Lee County you play.
If you pull up their schedule, and Lee County will be on their schedule, you click on Lee County, you should be able to get anything off.
You're
of
not
it.
going to click on there though. It won't let you.
Lee County.
Right.
So go to Region 1-6A.
So anyway, so it's one of those things that I don't know.
It's going to be
If
a tight
Lowndes
game.
here, I'm gonna say it like this: if Lowndes plays like they played this week, they're going to be fine. But if Lowndes plays like they played the week before and they don't get that 1% better, then Lowndes is in for a long haul, and I'm going to take Lee County.
What do you mean that 1% better in week 2?
Because did they not get 1% better? Then you just said they got 1,000% better.
They got better every week.
That's what I'm saying. If they don't do that again next week, all right, follow along,
this
Jimmy. Here's the
Friday.
bouncing ball. All right. If they don't get better 1 week, 1% better this next week, they are not going to beat Lee County. So if they play like they played 2 weeks ago, they're not going to get, or a week ago, they're not going to get any.
Well, I'm hoping Lee County's having an off week. Find it yet?
So that's my thing. So I'm going to pick, just because Coach said he wants to get 1% better, and the offensive line played the way they did, and I think he's going to concentrate on his defense this week, I'm going to go Lowndes by 10.
I will stay Lowndes by 3.
Well, you don't have much confidence in your team as I do, and you're the homer. So anyway, I can't.
But I'm a realist.
You're still a homer.
Don't get me wrong. I'll take Lowndes by 10.
Okay, so go back to the lead that right there. So did Lowndes beat? What was the score of the Lowndes? No, this is the Lee County. It doesn't have their scores up here, does it? Or their teams that they play. So anyway,
Okay.
yep. This is Facebook, guys. We can do this while we're on Facebook. On our TV show, we don't do this, so you have to come to our TV show. We'll be airing on Saturday at 7 p.m. this week. 7 p.m. on NBC 40 out of Tallahassee, right before the Seminole game.
Okay, Lee County played Carver in their first game, won 25-22. They played Jackson High School out of Atlanta, won 64-0, and they played East Ridge out of Claremont, Florida, 70-0.
So they haven't been tested. In other words, their first game they were probably tested, but that's a 24.
Yeah, the last two's been blowouts.
They've been blowouts. So they're coming in thinking that they've got this one because of this blowouts that they've had. I'm going to take my prediction. I'm going to take Lowndes. I'm going to take Lowndes by 10. All right, who's the next one?
Valdosta and Colquitt.
Okay, Valdosta and Colquitt. Ooh, buddy, I'm going to take Colquitt.
I'm going with Colquitt.
I'm going to take Colquitt at least. If I had to guess, I'd say by 20.
I'll go 17.
Okay. And
then Cook at Brooks County. Cook is 1-1, and Brooks County's 0-1.
And Brooks doesn't have the team that they have had in the past because they've been in the state championship. But I'm going to tell you right now, they got bit with that loss. And so their pride is hurt. So they're coming out swinging. And we know the coach over there. So we know he's
ready. He's going to have
them
ready. And they're at Brooks County, so I'm going with Brooks.
I think I'm going to go with Cook County.
Clinch County at 0-2, which is very unusual, at Pelham, which is 2-1.
I'm going to take Pelham.
I'm going to go with Clinch getting their first win. Now, here's your favorite one.
Mm-hmm.
Camden County at Marietta. Camden is 3-0. Marietta is 1-1. I'm going to go with Marietta.
I'm thinking that's going to be a good ball game. Here's the thing: they have made progress each game, but they've also played those games that are out there, and there's nobody. They're 31-0, 40-0. That so. I think it's going to be a really good game, and they're going to Marietta. You're saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, as me not being a homer anymore for Camden, I've got to be realistic about this. And I've got to think, Marietta, didn't they just beat somebody big?
But they're 1-1, so I don't know who they.
Yeah, they just beat somebody big. I can't remember who that was. So I am going to say, boy, that's a difficult one for me. My heart wants to go with Camden, but my
3,
my
2, 1.
Camden.
Okay. Appling County 3-0 versus Tift County 3-0
Woo, doggy.
in Tifton.
I'm going Tift.
Yeah, Tift. Bainbridge 1-1 at Thomasville 3-0. Thomasville's playing at home. Yeah, go Thomasville.
Yeah, that's going to be the game that we're going to be doing this. I think that's the game we're doing this week, isn't it? Bainbridge and Thomasville.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing that game. So let me pick the hometown team, Thomasville.
Fitzgerald 2-0 at Dodge County 3-0.
I'm taking Dodge County.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go with Fitzgerald on this.
All right.
Northside 3-0 at Warner Robins 2-0. So they're playing. Both of them are home.
So the question
because
is,
they play in the same stadium.
I understand that, but they're in North Georgia, so I don't really care.
No, they're mid Georgia. We count them as South Georgia.
Who? Warner Robins?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Anything above Macon.
You can count whatever you want to. They're Warner Robins to me, and I'm just not. It's just not me. I'm not even going to pick.
They play in this region down there.
Anything else? Anything else? Where's Berrien playing this week?
Berrien's got a team.
Yeah, they're 2-0 or 3-0.
Salem Seminoles at the Coffee Trojans 2-0 versus 3-0. I'm going to go Coffee.
I'm going Coffee, especially with.
And Berrien must be off because they're not on the schedule.
Toombs and Berrien.
Toombs
playing
and Berrien.
On the 10th. That's Friday night. Yep.
What about Lanier?
Okay, so I don't know. Toombs has got a pretty good ball club, so I think I'm going to take Berrien on that one, though. And then we're looking at, I can't, my screen is scrolling so fast, I can't see. It's like my monitor here. It's like, Rich Academy and Evans. We don't care about all that. Monroe, Fayette County. It's all northern Georgia. And yeah, I'm done.
Yep.
Okay, so
Lanier at Denmark.
Denmark. They're going over to.
Going overseas. Hope you got your shots.
Jeez, get your shots because you ain't coming back. So we'd like to thank two people. Like to thank right here, of course, at Mama June's. We also like to. Okay, I'm gonna mess this up again. Like any. All right,
already messed it up. I done messed
it up 100 times. Wait a minute. All right, hold on, guys. I'm gonna get this right. So. They're our sponsor, but I can't ever get the name right. So it's wait a minute. It's Anywhere. Nope. All right, hold on. Wait a minute.
How you use them and getting it
I know.
wrong.
That's the truth. They do my booking.
No more discounts for
They
him.
do bookings for me. So because we're fixing to book something to Scotland. So all right, let's see.
No discounts.
No. Let me see if I can get it. Hold on. Travel anytime.
Well, at least you can read the screen.
There. Yeah, there's a screen up there. I didn't see it up there. But yeah, so it's travel anytime right there on North Patterson Street. Let me tell you something. Call them up because I just did a cruise with them out of Palm Beach. Hey, we had a great time. We went fishing. We did all kind of stuff. And my wife and I we just had a good time. And we were able to get away from here. There was only about 200 or 300 people on the boat. And this big old boat, we went to the casino and there was like 1 or 2 people in there. So yeah, look them up. Look at Travel Anytime. There we go. Travel Anytime. And thanks to Mama June for this great cooking we got going on here. Y'all come out and see us. Look for us on NBC. Look for us on all our websites. We're also on all the podcasts. Look at anywhere you could get the sound of my voice,
That's going to make you really want to watch or listen.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. All right, we're going to circle back next week, guys.
See you.